Hi, this is Bernie here with Connections Consulting on Tuesday, May the 12th, 2020. And we're just launching forward with the next phase of our companies, the group of 14 under the Connections Consulting realm. I wanted to talk to you a bit today in our fortitude about that as we go forth in this four-part series, Who is CCI? So today I'm on the eastern banks of downtown Calgary here, where our company is represented in this greater Calgary area, global outreach from here. And we're talking to you, we're just a little bit west of the Bow River and not far from one of our 600 client list here where we recently made a contact with, and I suppose it went well. I dropped it off manually. I don't normally do that. Often we interchange electronically and can talk over the internet and the phone and everything, but this one receptionist I dropped an envelope off to, and this was just before COVID actually, seemed quite offended that I popped in on a job offer to drop off an envelope containing some important information. And times are changing. People don't always want that, I guess, so we'll work with you. We're very flexible. I'll talk about that more later. But, I guess nowadays with the mail and COVID, people are concerned even more about touching envelopes and paper material. I guess it soaks in quicker than surfaces. It can live on them longer, or vice versa. Either way, it's a surface issue that the virus lives on. But we're here downtown on the east side. We're going to talk to you more about Connections Consulting, and we will work with you. If you want to meet more in a virtual enterprise, we will. We will do our training totally online if you want. We are accustomed to wanting people to come to our training rooms because we feel that time away makes for a good envelope of the sales culture and everything else you learn about customer service and so forth. But we will work with you virtually, including all of our meetings with your executive team to get you going on our front, and then do the actual training on a Zoom or a GoToMeeting type environment that works for you, and just go from there. So our 14 companies in that aperture we were talking about here the other day in our customer service lingo in the Training Connect presentation we made on the spirit of the law versus the letter of the law, was listing off those. Oh, and hey, before I go on, you can see behind me we got the Calgary Stampede area, very famous, and then the city work yards down here as well. So that's pretty good news. I've basically come up from the bottom here from the city and moving upward in life with my company expanding out from here, so that's good. Well represented standing here in this area, I suppose. So our 14 companies go from there. Connections Consulting, our business consulting firm, the aperture in training and consulting project work. We go from there right into our BMAC land developments, rental properties, land equity developments. And then moving on, we get into our Connections Mountain Adventures, and from there to our Good Samaritan Pro side of things, the equity teaching, humanitarian culture, and daily life principles, body, mind, spirit, for the personal self, soul, and all that. And then from there, we go into our Thrive Youth program, I suppose, helping teach up the culture of the have-nots that missed out on opportunities in life, getting them up into a good culture, I suppose, to go forth from there in the work world and system and in their personal lives. We have our International Soil Conservation Society talking about food, agri-food culture, moving it into the commercialism side, what all is involved, and the equity stream there that hasn't existed on the forefront in past years and decades, and we're trying to just educate public on both sides on that and make it go together smoothly in these possible end times, in this apocalyptic era that we are currently been living in for the last almost 20 years. So from there we have our Elevator Pro group, and that's a prayer association, and we will lead other community groups who want to envelop in prayer for the causes of not virtual humanity, real life humanity, and keeping the living life living. As we go forth in societies and around the globe, we will, I suppose, accommodate that and work with you on leading prayer groups and initiatives at the Elevator Prayer Group Pro Association of our CCI group of companies under the Connection Consulting realm. Then we have our health company, CCI Health. It envelops our products, which Kiani is one of our leaders on the forefront in the product group for nutritional health, optimum performance of the body function, and our bodies, our human bodies, and soul, spirit, mind, everything. It's all there. Brain, cognition, function, cardiovascular, and pro athletes use this stuff, and it's helped many people get through chronic diseases of all kinds, cardiovascular, everything. So I'm thinking COVID has a place with this to get beaten by the Kiani product. We also have our marijuana health stream and our our concubine program for the dating and romance industry, the dating lions aperture of the extra care. That's what it is. It's extra care for you, your human body and soul, and the way we equate the marketplace, like back in the days of King Solomon and his concubines, back in, the historical look at biblical account of things. So we're going from there, and then we got our moving on from there, our data equity performance company to measure and benchmark everything we do in our consulting product forfeiture with our clients. They need to know where they stand as we consult with them and do good work, and how they can go forward and build up from there. So there's that, and then from there we move into our 3 publishing units: the Journal, the Compass on daily leadership life for leaders, and then in equity performance for all the rest of humanity, we have our Hockey Street Faith Life, just for the person to build their own person and have faith in life every day. Faith is 7 days a week, I say. That's the accommodation we have to go forth and do well. And then there's our CCI Projects sales blog, and that'll be an electronic domain. The Hockey Life Faith one is a subscription lighter magazine, not a journal book. So that, and then we have our 2 ministries closing off our 14 companies, and that's our the apostolic head leadership of the Singles Association across Canada, networks in communities and such, churches and everywhere, and right into North America, United States. And we also have our Bully Network, our Bully Net Pro, and the prevention side of bullying with people who are working in that, ex-bikers and stuff, I suppose. We've got our covering arm, our apostolist degree arm ministry of that, to help them set forth and do well and keep on the cause and go from there, and just do well, and stay out of bullying themselves in their attempt to stop it. So a good fight is one that's always diffused. That never happens, right? That's the way the good fight ends. So we're going forward in that. We win in the end, and we keep winning, and we keep striving for that. So in our culture, we're all about building professional customer service and leadership in companies, I suppose, like businesses, organizations, and in individuals, and that is our Appo Pro, and that's what we do. In our culture, our motto is helping customers succeed. So we help you define success if you don't know what it is. In our culture, it's getting our work done every day, every week, enjoying life and having a few adventures, and spending time with people we care and love the most, our family and closest friends. So that's success to us as we maintain that and push out in that, striving in that as a profitable business function, I suppose, as we go forth. So that is our goal always, and our definition of success. And we look back to that at times in life when life gets busy and hectic. Are we on track with our success statement? And at CCI and in my personal life in development, I suppose we are, because I refer back to it probably a handful, 3 or 4 times a year, just to make sure I'm on the guiding track of my own compass in the organization, so that we can stay afloat, so that we can continue to dwell and do well in life and go forward and forth in that. So that's what we are. And we'll help you if you don't know your own, define it. Otherwise, we will work within the parameters of your success statement, ensuring that you are a success as you consult with us in our company to help delve into what you're doing and make it better, and propose a new system if you need it, or just overhaul the one you got in our process improvement and all that. So that's what we do. And in our 4 cornerstone technology, we have the 4 cornerstones we commit to, and we teach you and teach up. That's our community spirit, hospitality, our family apropos, our way of doing things in a family lifestyle, accommodating family the most we can, always being together in that, and just family is thick and thin as much as it can be, and we promote that and push that. And then our teach up principles, and those are our 4, and we dwell in that, and we say that these are our embodied values, and as we push out with you, you will embody them and live them and envelop the people around you. And who wouldn't want that? That's like a customer statement all in itself, when people are actually acting out and living out what you do in your organization and the realm that you're with and who you are. So that's what we are and what we're up to about that. And we push out, and I propose we do, into 7 main sectors of society. Our top 3 are very enveloped and part of this Calgary domain and Alberta and the Western Canada prairies, I suppose. And we got, Calgary is big in agriculture, this area, and we're that. Agri-food, oil and gas is another huge main domain out of this city. And then the health and humanitarian realm into networks of the medical field and churches, I suppose, and real estate companies. And then we move into our next 3, which would be the tire industry, trucking and logistics, as well as the dating and romance fair. We've tapped into all that. And we go on into the arts and media, sports culture. We're working at that, talking to clientele there. And then we also have efforts into the dentistry and TV industry and radio, that whole side of things, investments, future commission merchant stream, mutual fund people, and then we kind of wrap it up with our aeronautics, aviation, space, and golf course industry, as well as we train leadership training companies. We are a leadership training company, and we train leaders and leadership training companies. So that's what we do. And I just commit to this based out of this city, but I am a bit concerned, and I would worry a bit, I think, if I was the mayor here on his, 3rd term. We've been 12 years with this same mayor, and our mayor here needs to get off his can a bit here. He's very fortunate he's been around this long. It's been 5 years pushing a recession, and on the brighter end of it here till COVID hit in this last few months. But our mayor needs to get moving. We're well above a 22% commercial vacancy office space situation. There are so many empty business buildings and retail, but a lot of office commercial space. And the mayor has seen a construction boom in the last several years, handing out permits to building companies. There's been more construction going on, and to a point that's okay. You got to keep people busy in down times, but there's a point when you surpass that, and we're getting into a grave economy. If we don't attract some business around here from the world, we're in dire straits in Calgary. So I'm saying to the mayor and all his economies of people, get off your can, get going. Second phase, we got to get, well, let's start praying. That's actually the next step. We need to pray. 911 in New York wasn't all that long ago. In these end times, calamities and exposure to them rise. And we need to make sure Calgary doesn't become a victim list from terrorism with our beautiful downtown high-rises and everything, like they flew those airplanes into those buildings in New York. We need to be praying to the one true God, Mayor, Jesus Christ. And there's great cities around our continent that have had mayor's prayer breakfasts and invited people of the community to come and pray for the protection and covering of their city. Red Deer being one of them, up further in Alberta to the north, and Mississauga out in Ontario, and I suppose Montreal. But Mayor, that is the second step. The third step, the first one is identifying the problem, all this space. It is unequivocally the most I've ever seen it in history in my life. Calgary has been a boom town for years. So the third step, we need to dominate this market by getting out there with contractors and exposing them to the world, where they can come and invite people and reach into parts of the world where businesses need to get out of their strife area, their high overexposed economy where they're paying way too much. Come to Calgary, to the land of the free in Canada, I suppose, and get on with it. Let's create some jobs, fill this space, get some companies attracted into this lucrative Calgary, greater Calgary area. And I say that right now, and I challenge you, I challenge you, Connections Consulting will help go into the city and reconstruct things to build on this avenue we need. And that is basically it. We will help you get the contractors out there and invite the businesses and get them in here as a contract work of our own in the city here, Mayor. And that's all for now. This is Connection Consulting with our short video here, part one of Who is CCI? And we just want to say that if you join with us, there's an old ancient wisdom truth. And what it says is, you will not diminish if you join with any one of the 14 companies in our league of our CCI group. You will go up and you will gain. And we're in a time when nobody can afford to go down any lower. We need to go up now and gain. And the ancient truth says, if you join with the prophet, you will prosper, you will gain, you will do well. If you join with the prophet, and CCI is the prophet, and we're going forward, and we say join with us now. This is Bernie May signing off with CCI, the blue group, the blue company, the blue CCI trademark, the strong people, the strong company that will never give up and will last. We are the blue Hulk of your realm in this world, where the Hulk can't take it anymore, and he starts to get mad, and his strength comes out, and that's when he shows his face. Roar! The Hulk, the blue Hulk of CCI, going now and going forth with you. That's it. Amen.